How many of them are there?
So few.
Welcome to this episode of Rewind, a closer look. With the heat waves we've been getting lately, I figured it was the perfect excuse to dig up a movie called Heatstroke. And on paper, this thing sounds like B-movie gold. You've got a remote tropical island, a secret military operation, mysterious disappearances, strange nightmares, and temperatures that just keep climbing. What could possibly go wrong? But is Heatstroke one of those forgotten creature features that's actually worth tracking down, or is it one better left baking in the sun? Grab some cold drinks, crank up the AC, and let's rewind Heatstroke from 2008. We open on a black and white scene of a little kid watching cartoons late at night. Suddenly the TV starts glitching out. Is it an alien? A monster? A demon? Carol Ann? Before we get any answers, we smash cut to DB Sweeney.
Hey, Mike! Taylor, get out of there!
Turns out he was having a flashback while flying. He is now heading straight for the side of a mountain. He makes a few last-second evasive maneuvers, avoids becoming a stain on the cliff, and the credits begin. Right away, we discover that Sweeney might be the least enthusiastic ultralight pilot who's ever lived. The guy is soaring through the Hawaiian skies, nearly crashes into a mountain, and has the same facial expressions as someone who's stuck in rush hour traffic. I swear this man has two emotions, mildly annoyed and asleep. We also get a quick POV shot from something watching him from the jungle below.
Scary.
Down on the beach, a group of models are doing a photo shoot. One of them is played by my grade school crush, Danica McKellar. That's right, Winnie Cooper herself, from the Wonder Years.
And what if we could be a part of it?
My one true love.
Think of it, Kevin. A night we could share with each other for the rest of our lives.
She's my cherry pie. Cool drink of water, such a sweet surprise.
So already this movie's got something going for it.
Keep it in your pants.
Back in the air, Sweeney is apparently so bored that he actually falls asleep while flying. He dreams about that creepy TV from his childhood again. This time the television is showing us the world on fire, glaciers melting, and all kinds of apocalyptic imagery before he suddenly wakes up and remembers he's flying a freaking airplane. His reaction? Barely anything. A warning device starts beeping. He glances at it with all the excitement of checking the weather and keeps flying. As he drops lower, we get another POV from whatever's stalking him. This time we actually catch a glimpse of the creature as it scampers up a tree before launching itself at the ultralight. It slams into the engine, damages it, and falls back to the ground. These things really have it out for Sweeney. What did this guy do to them? Sweeney, still completely unimpressed, calmly radios for help, but nobody answers. The engine starts coughing out what looks like the fakest smoke machine effect you've ever seen, and instead of landing literally anywhere else on this giant island, Sweeney decides to crash directly into Winnie's photo shoot. The models dive into the sand, people scatter everywhere, and Sweeney comes gliding in like the world's least coordinated seagull. The crash itself is hilarious because instead of actually showing much impact, the camera just pushes in on Sweeney sitting in the ultralight, pretending he crashed. Peak low budget filmmaking there. He climbs out and rather than checking if the people he almost killed are okay, he immediately starts inspecting his ultralight. Winnie storms over, understandably furious. Sweeney generally doesn't understand what the problem is. Nobody got hurt, no big deal. Winnie starts yelling about the ruined shot, the girl's hair and makeup and accuses him of being paparazzi. Sweeney says he's not a photographer.
Just a pervert then, huh? Peeping Tom?
I mean, it is Winnie Cooper. She keeps demanding he takes responsibility, while Sweeney's solution is simply just to shove her aside. One of the guys from the photo shoot runs over to defend her. Sweeney lazily throws one punch and drops him instantly, and then just goes right back to salvaging parts from his ultralight, before just casually wandering off like absolutely none of this was his fault. I'm beginning to think this guy's greatest superpower isn't flying, it's just not caring. Now on foot, Sweeney starts hiking through the jungle, while the creature watches him from the bushes. Now why it doesn't attack him from here, I'll never know. He's alone, standing right there on the ground. It tried to take him out while he was flying, but now that he's an easy target, it's just like, nah, too easy. Eventually he makes it to a small building. We get a beautiful shot of the lush Hawaiian jungle before the camera pans over to Sweeney taking a shower. What? Okay, sure. I hope this is his house. He stands there with his eyes closed and, yep, another flashback.
Flashback.
We're back to the creepy TV from his childhood. This time it's showing volcanoes erupting before the creature's face suddenly appears and Sweeney snaps out of it. And wow, we're not even 10 minutes into this movie and Sweeney's already had like 4 flashbacks. 2 of them while he was flying a fucking aircraft. That is some seriously debilitating PTSD. Over at Pearl Harbor Special Operations Headquarters, Dr. Taggart corners a major who's been ignoring her calls. He immediately tells her why. You think the Earth has been inhabited by space aliens for the last 30 years. Of course I didn't return your calls. Which, you know, fair enough. The doctor insists that he needs him to open his mind.
Open your mind.
Back in 1975, scientists detected traces of mysterious radiation that they called Tau 7. Which actually looks like a word toast when you see it spelled. Humans can't create it, so naturally, aliens. Great scientific method there. She keeps building her case. Since 1975, insomnia cases have increased by thousands worldwide. Thousands? On a planet with billions? Yep, must be aliens. She says the victims all report nightmares, blackouts, and psychotic episodes, and eventually insanity. The major points out that she still doesn't have a single piece of tangible proof. She asks for more time. More time? Lady, you said you've been researching this since 1975. That's over 30 years. How much more time do you need? The major finally gives up and walks away while she keeps chasing after him, still trying to convince him. Later that night, we're at a local bar where a man and a woman are discussing how this island has the highest toast readings he's ever recorded. The guy couldn't care less and instead starts reminiscing about their honeymoon in Afghanistan. So I guess they're married? Across the room, another guy is busy flirting with Winnie's 2 bikini models, while an older man complains that his beer is warm. He slides it back to the bartender and asks for ice. Ice? In your beer? Blah. The bartender just slides it back and says, no ice.
Ice, ice, baby.
The camera pans over to Winnie, who's on the phone explaining how the photo shoot was a disaster. Right on cue, Sweeney walks in. Winnie immediately starts chewing him up, reminding him he ruined the shoot, injured one of the models, and destroyed their camera. Sweeney's response is basically, okay. Winnie says she knows he can't fix everything, but an apology would at least be nice. Instead, Sweeney offers to buy her a drink so they can start over. Unsurprisingly, she declines. The husband and wife start talking to Sweeney, and I guess they're all on the same team or something, as Sweeney casually mentions he crashed the ultralight. The woman immediately asks if it was another blackout. What? Wait. Why are they knowingly let this guy fly around if he randomly blacks out? Sweeney lies and says he just pushed the ultralight too hard. The husband points out that command is definitely going to pull the plug on their operation now. Sweeney just shrugs. Can't blame him. We didn't find anything. The guy says maybe that's a good thing. Sweeney replies, unless we just didn't find them. And I'm sitting here thinking, did you not notice that alien jumping onto your freaking ultralight? Oh, was he having a flashback when that happened too? Sweeney heads over to the bar for a beer, but the bartender turns out to be the guy he one-punched at the beach earlier. Understandably, he's still a little upset, and he and one of his buddies grab baseball bats and go after Sweeney. The bikini models scatter, while Sweeney starts dropping everyone with one punch after another. The old guy from the bar flips a CGI coin onto the floor, and it goes off like a flashbang grenade. The husband and wife jump into the fight, helping Sweeney mop up the rest of the goons. So apparently everyone we've met at the bar is secretly part of the same operation. They all pile into their vehicles and leave, with Winnie just standing there wondering what the hell she just witnessed. Later that night, the entire team is back at Sweeney's place, inspecting the flight recorder from his ultralight. Yes, his ultralight had a flight recorder. Okay. They notice deep scratches all over it and ask how they got there. Sweeney says he must have clipped a tree, so either he's lying, completely blind, or he blacked out during that part where the alien literally jumped onto his engine. Sweeney then gets a phone call from the major, who informs him that their operation has officially been shut down. So this is the special ops team looking for the aliens. Good to know. Outside, Sweeney has a quiet chat with one of his team members. They wonder if they ever really expected to find anything out here. Sweeney asks why the guy joined the mission in the first place. Because you asked me to. Okay. The guy says he's retiring now. He's gonna go buy a farm, grow grapes, make wine, and have lots of babies. And oh no, this dude's absolutely dead. You can't start talking about your peaceful retirement and future family this early in a movie. It's basically signing your own death certificate.
Idiot! Oh, what a loser!
He asks Sweeney what he's gonna do now, and Sweeney just shrugs. Well, I don't know. The guy suggests maybe he should start seeing a psychiatrist, because of all the blackouts. Inside, one of the team members finishes taking apart the ultralight's black box and finds a claw, or a tooth, or something. The blonde scientist looks at it and says it appears to be organic. The other guy responds,
Looks what?
"Organic, you moron." She bags the sample and heads off to examine it. Outside, Sweeney is sitting by himself, brooding when the creature just casually walks out of the bushes. Okay, so that's how we're revealing it? There it is, our CGI alien, or monster, or demon, or whatever the hell it is. It just stands there watching Sweeney for a moment before the bargoons show up looking for revenge. The creature slowly backs into the bushes like the Homer disappearing into the hedge meme. The goons stop at the edge of the property to scout the place using binoculars in the middle of the night. Sure. Just then, the blonde scientist rushes outside holding the claw. She's excited because it's giving off massive toast readings. Sweeney tells her to swab the rest of the ultralight parts and see what else she can find. And once again, the first real piece of evidence they found this entire mission, and Sweeney still can't even fake the slightest bit of excitement. Seriously, it's starting to hurt the movie. It's hard to get invested when your main character looks like he'd rather be literally anywhere else. Back in the bushes, the CGI alien casually sneaks over and wipes out the bargoons. Easy peasy. And man, this thing looks rough. I honestly think a guy in a rubber suit would have looked better than this early 2000s CGI. Then out of nowhere, Winnie shows up looking completely disheveled, sweaty, and possibly a little drunk. And, okay.
She's my cherry pie. Cool drink of water, such a sweet surprise. Taste.
Anyway, she walks up to Sweeney and announces she's figured it out. You're not paparazzi, you're military. Sweeney is amazed Winnie actually walked all the way out here to his place. She explains she's a model.
I'm a model, you know what I mean?
Who's been trying to move behind the camera, and she finally landed her first big photography job, which Sweeney promptly destroyed by crashing into it. She figures since he's military, the government should reimburse her for her losses. Sweeney says Uncle Sam's pretty cheap, but he's got $22 in his wallet if she wants it. Winnie just rolls her eyes and starts to leave. She stumbles a little and Sweeney offers to drive her home.
Smooth.
Meanwhile, the alien is just still hanging around and standing beside the bodies that just piled up, I don't know, singing or something. Sweeney actually hears it, and then the movie just cuts to the next morning. Wait, what? Did he take Winnie home? Did she spend the night? Did the alien drag the bodies away? Is it still there singing? The movie just completely skips all of it. The blonde scientist announces the claw is definitely organic, and she has to explain it to everyone again what organic means. Then points out that nothing on Earth matches its DNA. This is the exact proof they've been looking for. Back at the Special Ops headquarters, the Major and Dr. Taggart review the team's findings over a video call. The Major isn't buying it for a second. Funny how you suddenly discover alien proof right after your project gets shuts down. He figures they're just trying to save their jobs. The doctor tells him to actually look at the data,
What are you looking at?
but he insists that they're either faking it or reading the results wrong. The blonde scientist jumps in and says she never faked the evidence because it goes against her religious beliefs. She then starts quoting Bible verses about why alien life can exist, before immediately saying, "But we found it." Apparently that's convincing enough.
A Jesus freak now believes in spacemen.
The doctor decides that they have to fly out and verify everything before making any decisions. Later on, Sweeney is outside loading up when the local sheriff pulls in. He immediately demands Sweeney's rank, which turns out to be captain.
Captain, my captain.
Then he asks when the last time he saw the guys from the bar. Sweeney says, "Well, at the bar." Well, he's not wrong there. The sheriff tells him that they're now missing, and then asks why a special ops team is really on the island. Sweeney's first answer is,
Looking for Osama.
The sheriff isn't impressed. He tells Sweeney to knock it off because he has a master's degree in criminology from UCLA. So Sweeney decides to tell him the truth. "We're looking for aliens." The sheriff just sighs and says if he wanted to hear about aliens, he'd just go talk to his grandma. Sweeney immediately asks, has she seen them? The sheriff replies that she talks to him every night through her television. Sweeney's response, "I'd like to talk to your grandma." The sheriff just shakes his head, says he's going to verify Sweeney is who he claims to be, and drives off, probably wondering what the hell kind of assignment he just stumbled onto. Later, the team spreads out across the island, looking for the alien by tracking toast readings. The husband and wife are walking together, talking about how crazy it is that aliens might actually exist. Then, more Bible talk. Eventually, she smiles and says it'll be something they can tell their kids about one day. And, oh, no, that's the second time this couple has started talking about their future together and having kids. They are absolutely going to die. That's practically a horror movie rule at this point. They wander around a bit longer before finding a half-eaten bug that's giving off high toast readings. In the meantime, Sweeney and the old guy are operating a freaking military drone. They fly it around the island but don't find anything. No alien, no elevated toast readings. The rest of the team radios in with the same results. Somehow using the sophisticated military drone, all they manage to locate is the sheriff's grandma's house. Sweeney immediately heads off to interview her. Elsewhere, the guy in the red shirt is driving towards the beach to recover Sweeney's crashed ultralight. Winnie's two bikini models come running out of the jungle, waving him down. Sensing another golden opportunity to flirt with him, he pulls over. The girls tell him that they heard something moving around in the bushes. Red shirt guy grabs his rifle and confidently leads them back into the jungle to investigate. Meanwhile, Sweeney is still driving around in that little UTV. Why isn't the special ops captain driving an actual military jeep? Oh, never mind. I bet he lost his license because of all the blackouts. So now this is all he's allowed to drive. Kind of like those farmers who lose their license after too many DUIs and just drive tractors everywhere. Up ahead, Winnie's parked on the side of the road, and damn, Winnie's looking fine.
She's my cherry pie.
Anyway, Sweeney pulls over because, well, who wouldn't?
He ain't lying.
She says she's scouting locations because she's hired another photographer. Sweeney tells her he knows the perfect place for a photo shoot. There's a private island about 8 miles offshore. Winnie immediately sees right through him and asks if he's just trying to get rid of her. Sweeney awkwardly stammers for a second before changing the subject and telling her that the bartender and his buddies have gone missing. Sweeney hears something moving in the bushes, and we get another alien POV shot. Winnie asks if she should be worried. Sweeney tells her she should probably find somewhere else to do her photo shoot, preferably somewhere far away. Like that island he keeps talking about. Back in the jungle,
Mighty jungle, the lion sleeps too. I can't hear you, buddy.
Red Shirt and the bikini models are still wandering around. Red Shirt hears another noise and confidently announces it's probably just a parrot. Except we know better because the movie immediately cuts to the aliens stalking them from the bushes. They eventually give up and head back to the Jeep and just drive away. It's kind of funny that this elite team has spent this whole movie searching for aliens, yet every time they're actually right beside one, they completely miss it and wander it off to do something else. They're somehow the worst alien hunters ever.
That's harsh, man.
Even the expensive military drones have accomplished absolutely nothing so far. Sweeney finally makes it to the sheriff's grandmother's house, although house might be giving it too much credit. It's more like a shed or something. Scattered around the yard are homemade alien heads mounted on pikes. At least I hope those are supposed to be homemade. If those are supposed to be real alien heads, we got a whole different movie going on here. Sweeney calls out and the old lady pops up from behind a car, immediately pelting with coconuts.
I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts.
Until he tells her he's friends with her grandson. He says he wants to talk to her about the bad dreams and the TV. Then he points at one of the alien heads. Again, I'm really hoping Grandma made those herself. Meanwhile, Red Shirt and the bikini models arrive at the beach. He radios Sweeney and reports that the ultralight isn't there. Sweeney tells him to keep looking and not to leave the area. Red Shirt says it's probably going to take a while and suggests the girls to go for a swim while they wait. Thankfully, they're already in their bikinis and start stripping down right there in front of them. And, what was I talking about? Oh, right, Sweeney. Back at Grandma's place, Sweeney asks about the red eyes. The old lady immediately starts freaking out. She says they watch her through the television. She talks about fire, smoke, volcanoes, and the face. So, yeah, she's saying the exact same vision Sweeney has been having. Just then, the sheriff pokes his head inside. Sweeney, in his usual completely emotionless way, is just like, "What's up?" We then learn the sheriff was having the same dreams too, but he just figured they were nightmares. Sweeney and Grandma are like, "Nope, aliens." Elsewhere, a happily married couple is still wandering around the jungle looking for the aliens they don't even believe exist. The blonde scientist finds a giant cricket and carefully bags it. Her husband asks if it's alien. No. Then why are we collecting oversized bugs now? Back at the beach, Red Shirt spends about 30 seconds scanning for toast before getting distracted by the bikini models and wandering into the water with them instead. Excellent military discipline there. Sweeney asked the sheriff when Grandma's dreams started, 1975. He asks if the island has always been this hot, and the sheriff says it's been getting hotter ever since the volcano erupted. Then Sweeney asks about the insects. They get bigger every year, and somehow nobody on this island thought any of this was even slightly concerning.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Back on the beach, Red Shirt and the models are relaxing in the water when the alien suddenly comes charging out of the jungle. It chases down one of the models and kills her almost immediately, then spits some kind of acid right into Red Shirt's face. The other model sprints back towards the Jeep, but the alien catches her and kills her too, and then drags the body away for some reason. It's the first time it's done that. Acid-faced guy stumbles back to the Jeep, frantically searching for something. Turns out it's a hand grenade.
Oh Lord, bless this thy hand grenade.
He finds it just as the alien comes back from dropping off the body. He pulls the pin, and boom, the Jeep explodes. The old guy flying the drone spots the smoke and radios Sweeney. Sweeney hops back into his definitely not a car and tears off towards the beach at what I can only describe as a slightly above average speed. He meets up with the married couple, everyone grabs their rifles, and they start searching the area. They quickly find one of the dead models floating in the water, and Sweeney starts barking out a bunch of special ops buzzwords to sound important. He radios the old guy with the drone and tells him to start looking for a large, fast-moving animal. Wasn't that literally what the drone was supposed to be doing this entire time? Winnie suddenly shows up at the beach and finds the dead bikini models. Yeah, she's understandably freaking out. She asks what happens, and Sweeney simply replies, "Animal attack." That's apparently all the explanation anybody needs, because everyone immediately jumps into their vehicles to go hunt for the alien. For some reason, the blonde scientist takes off in Winnie's SUV, leaving Winnie to ride shotgun with Sweeney in his little toy car. The drone operator radios in that the creature is close to the blonde scientist's position. Moments later, the alien darts across the road and she slams on the brakes, jumping out with her gun. Instead of just shooting it though, we get another barrage of special ops buzzwords about trying to herd the target into a better position. Guys, it's one alien. This isn't SEAL Team 6. Winnie finally gets fed up and asks Sweeney to stop talking in riddles and tell her what the hell is actually going on. So he finally does. Yep, aliens. Surprisingly, she takes the news pretty well, and the two of them race off in the UTV. The drone operator calls out that the alien is right in front of him. Sweeney stops just as the creature limps out into the road. It's all burned up from the Jeep explosion, but still very much alive. Sweeney unloads on it, which accomplishes absolutely nothing, because the alien just charges straight at them. It leaps over the little UTV and disappears back into the jungle. The drone keeps tracking it while calling out its position. The husband guy finally gets a visual and starts firing. Then, for absolutely no reason whatsoever, the military drone just explodes. Okay, sure. I can guarantee that'll never be explained. The husband keeps shooting anyway, and when you know it, he actually kills the thing. Roll credits. Kidding. He tries to radio the team that the alien is down, but all he gets back is static. We quickly find out. The entire mountainside suddenly starts shimmering. He walks over and finds what looks like some kind of cloaking field or force field. Honestly, it's actually a pretty cool effect. It kind of reminded me of the Temu version of Sphere.
What do you think it is? I don't know. Whatever it is, it's alien.
Instead of backing away like any sane person, he starts poking it with his hand. His whole arm goes in, and before long, he's sucked right inside. Sweeney and Winnie finally catch up with the blonde scientist. It's been what feels like 20 minutes of complete radio silence from her husband. And then he just casually drives up in his Jeep like nothing happened. He tells everyone he got it, then he pulls back a tarp, and he wasn't kidding. The alien is dead in the back. The funny part is, they switched from the awful CGI creature to a rubber dummy. And honestly, as cheap as this puppet looks, it's still way better than that computer-generated version. Everyone just kind of stands around staring at it for a while. Sweeney then turns to Winnie and tells her that he wants her off the island immediately and to go pack her things. Winnie's response? Okay, bye. And she just leaves. Well, that was easy. At Sweeney's place, they've got the alien laid out on the table and are getting ready to dissect it. Even the sheriff has shown up. One thing nobody brings up though is the fact that the husband guy literally walked inside a giant hologram mountain a little while ago. During the autopsy, they figure out that the alien likes extremely hot environments, which explains why it's living on a volcanic island. They also discover its stomach is full of those oversized bugs. So the team's brilliant scientific conclusion is, it likes the heat and it likes to eat giant bugs. They theorize everything started when the volcano erupted back in 1975, and even wonder if the aliens somehow caused the eruption. Husband guy asks the obvious question, why would they travel all the way across space just to eat bugs? Nobody has that answer, and they all just kind of ignore him. He then asks his wife what she wants for lunch and heads off. Except he doesn't actually go get lunch. He stands in front of a mirror, admiring his new glowing red eyes. There it is. Guess that's why he never mentioned the hologram mountain. But wait a minute. That means these aliens can possess people, or shape-shift, or something. So why was the first one just running around in its regular alien form this whole time? Ugh, whatever.
It doesn't matter.
The blonde scientist eventually goes looking for her husband with her lunch. She finds him standing out in the driveway. She admits she's scared and wonders what happens if there are hundreds or even thousands more of these things. His response? He just starts making out with her. Okay. She eventually heads back inside, But husband guy is definitely alien guy now. He just stands there staring out of the jungle while another alien watches him from the tree line. We then see a massive military transport plane fly overhead. An alien husband guy realizes reinforcements have arrived. Soon the doctor, the major, and a squad of soldiers arrive at Sweeney's place. The doctor immediately asks to see the claw specimen they talked about earlier, and whether there have been any new developments. Sweeney says, "You could say that." The major still refuses to believe they're actually dealing with aliens. Sweeney pulls back the tarp and reveals the body. The doctor's actually upset they killed it. She doesn't believe it was dangerous, even after they tell her it murdered several people. Her argument is that it's supposedly been here for 32 years, so why would it suddenly become violent now? She even asks that they should try communicating with them instead. The major rolls his eyes again and asks, "You're assuming it's intelligent?" Dude, it's a space alien. It got here somehow. Unless it accidentally tripped and fell out of an interstellar spaceship, I'm gonna assume it at least is smart enough to build one. The major finally decides that they need to scout the area for themselves, but they'll wait until after the moon sets before moving out. Later that night, the blonde scientist wakes Sweeney and tells him that her husband took Sweeney's little toy car and disappeared. Everyone agrees that's a little weird, so they head out to look for him. The blonde scientist and a couple of major soldiers quickly find the abandoned UTV, but husband guy is just nowhere to be seen. They spread out and begin searching the jungle, and after a few minutes they finally spot him. He's just standing there, completely motionless, his mouth hanging wide open, making these weird alien clicking noises, and honestly, it's legitimately creepy. This should have been the movie. Forget that stupid goofy CGI alien. Lean into this body snatcher stuff. Keep the creature hidden until the end. That's way more unsettling than watching a PlayStation 2 monster run around the jungle. Suddenly husband guy snaps out of it and goes right back to acting normal. He quietly tells everyone not to make a sound. The alien's nearby. The alien suddenly pops out from behind a tree, and the husband guy immediately punches one of the soldiers right in the face. His wife doesn't even hesitate. She whips out a pistol and points it straight at him like she's been waiting for this exact moment all their relationship. She screams that he killed the soldier, which, to be fair, I guess he did. Husband guy slowly advances towards her, yelling for her to hand over the gun. Instead of, shooting him, she lets him walk right up, take the gun, and grab her. Meanwhile, the remaining soldier gets introduced to the alien's favorite attack, the old acid spit. It hits him right in the face and starts melting it off. Pretty gross effect, actually. Husband guy holds his wife in place while the alien walks over and repeatedly stabs her in the stomach with its claws. Well, I don't think the hidden bulletproof vest trick is gonna save her this time. Back at the base, the major, Sweeney, and the old drone guy, and the rest of the soldiers realize they can't raise the scouting party over the radio. So everyone heads out to investigate. They arrive at the attack site, pile out of the trucks, and cautiously spread through the jungle. I actually have to give the movie some credit here. This whole sequence is surprisingly tense. First they find the soldier with the melted face, then they discover the second dead soldier, and finally come across the blonde scientist, who is somehow still alive even after getting stabbed half a dozen. Tough lady. Sweeney eventually finds husband guy sitting against a tree, pretending to be injured and deeply concerned about his wife. Nice act. Later that night, everyone's back at Sweeney's place. They're treating the blonde scientist who's still unconscious, while husband guy spins a story that conveniently leaves him out of the whole "I'm a possessed by alien" part. He gets all emotional, saying everything was his fault, and Sweeney doesn't exactly comfort him. He says, "Hell yeah, it's your fault. You better hope she wakes up," and he just walks outside. Right about then, the sheriff pulls up, and somehow every remaining character in the movie's with him. Winnie's back because she missed the last boat off the island. Grandma's there too. Apparently this has turned out into one big alien slumber party. Inside, Winnie starts talking to Sweeney about his nightmares and insomnia, and then starts giving him a shoulder massage. And surprise, another flashback.
Flashback.
This one's longer than usual though, and it finally connects some of the dots. Sweeney realizes the aliens aren't just trying to take over this island, they're trying to heat up the entire planet. Global warming's all part of the invasion. Sweeney bolts away from Winnie.
Gay!
Seriously, dude, what is wrong with you? And he runs to tell the doctor his theory. She actually agrees and speculates that once Earth gets hot enough, most life will die except the insects. So, wait, that's the master plan? Travel across interstellar space, terraform an entire planet, wipe out humanity, just so you can have unlimited bugs to eat? What? Guys, wouldn't it have been a whole lot easier just to build a bug farm back on your own planet? The military, Sweeney, husband guy, and the old drone operator all gear up to go hunt the alien. Before they leave, they're handed special mercury core ammunition. How mercury is supposed to help kill an alien, your guess is as good as mine. The old guy explains he only had enough time to make 5 rounds per person, so everyone has to make every shot count. Yeah, there's no way they're only firing 5 rounds each. And don't worry, I will be counting. The team moves through the dark, misty jungle using night vision, and I have to admit, this is actually a really good sequence. It's tense, creepy, and surprisingly well shot. The green night vision footage adds a lot of atmosphere. Soon the soldiers report their goggles are malfunctioning. We cut to the aliens circling them through the trees, before it starts picking the soldiers off one by one. Even the major gets slashed up. As he's laying there dying, he looks over at Sweeney and says, "You were right. Aliens." Better late than never, I guess. As for that limited ammunition they make such a big deal about, I think they fired maybe 2-3 mercury rounds total. So what exactly was the point of telling us everyone only had 5 bullets? They set up the whole don't waste your ammo plot point, and just immediately forget about it. The next morning, Sweeney, the old guy, and the alien husband walk back to Sweeney's place on foot, looking like they've had a very rough night. Sweeney fills the doctor in on what happened and tells her he managed to radio for reinforcements, but they're still 10 hours away. The doctor says his theory checks out. Toast really is responsible for accelerating global warming. The problem is they need enormous amounts of it to affect the entire planet. Sweeney suggests maybe the aliens are shielding the source somehow, which is why they can only detect trace amounts. The doctor immediately buys into it. That actually makes sense. If it's a tightly focused beam, you could bury the emitter underground, as long as it has a clear view of the sky. Sure. Sweeney thinks for a second and realizes the emitter might be located where the alien husband killed the first creature. Well, that's convenient. So off they go. Sweeney and the sheriff pile into the world's least tactical special ops vehicle, his little toy UTV, and head back out. Why they don't bring literally anyone else with them is beyond me. I guess there are only 2 seats, so everyone else just gets left behind. Back at Sweeney's place, Winnie is helping the old guy make some of his more special mercury ammunition. She asks about Sweeney, and honestly, why? Think about this for a second. He ruined her photo shoot, refused to apologize, got her 2 models killed. She tried giving him a shoulder rub. He literally ran away from her. She's still into him? Apparently playing impossibly hard to get really does work. About 40 minutes later, Sweeney and the sheriff finally arrive back where the alien was killed. They climb out of their toy car with rifles in hand and slowly work their way up the hill. Before long, they find an empty shell casing, confirming that they're in the right spot. They literally follow the trail of shell casings like breadcrumbs until they reach the shimmering hologram wall. Sweeney tosses an empty casing at it, and it passes right through. He sticks his hand in, no problem. So, naturally, instead of doing literally any more testing, he just walks right through it. Then reaches back out through the force field and pulls the sheriff in after him. Inside, they discover a huge chimney-like structure raising out of the ground. Well, I guess we found where the aliens have been hiding this whole time. Back at Sweeney's place, Winnie and the old guy are still busy making that special mercury ammo, while Grandma is sitting beside the blonde scientist trying to nurse her back to health. Suddenly, alien husband guy walks in. His eyes glow bright red, and he calmly tells Graham to leave. And she does. He sits down beside the wife, who just so happens to wake up at that exact moment. He immediately covers her mouth and starts choking her. But as he's doing it, he says he doesn't want to, but he has to. So I guess the real husband is trapped in there somewhere, fighting for control. Grandma runs off to find Sweeney. Sweeney storms in with his gun drawn, forcing alien husband to let go. He marches him into another room, sits him down in a chair, and starts interrogating him. We finally get some answers. The nightmares everyone has been having were never intentional. They were just a side effect of the aliens sending messages back to their homeworld. Sweeney manages to briefly bring the real husband back by knocking the chair over. Somehow that works. The husband gasps that Sweeney has to destroy the toast chimney, because in a couple hours the island will become a desert. Sweeney immediately raises the question I was thinking. If they can heat the island up that fast, why has this been taking since 1975? The husband mumbles something about the insects needing time to grow large enough. I think, honestly, it's hard to understand him. Before he loses control again, he manages to reveal one last thing. There are only a few aliens. Then the alien husband takes back over, and the fight is on. He breaks free, jumps into his Jeep, and peels out. As he drives away, he tosses a grenade behind him, blowing up the shack where Winnie and the old guy are making ammunition. The explosion is actually fantastic. Winnie and the old guy dive clear just as the whole place erupts into a giant fireball. Then all the freshly made mercury ammo starts cooking off in the flames, except one magazine somehow survives because Winnie happened to be holding it, and it has 4 rounds left. Sweeney radios the Navy and convinces them to launch a cruise missile at the toast chimney. The only catch is someone has to place a targeting beacon within 100 meters of it before the missile can lock on. They have exactly 1 hour. Sweeney pulls out 2 locator beacons, hands one to the sheriff, and tells him and the old guy to circle around the back while he takes the front entrance. Sweeney heads for his little toy UTV, only to find Winnie sitting there in the driver's seat. She points out that he can't drive and shoot at the same time. Sweeney actually agrees and climbs into the passenger seat. Guys, you have 1 hour to save the planet. Maybe use an actual vehicle instead of this glorified golf cart. Meanwhile, the doctor has wandered off by herself because she still thinks she can peacefully communicate with these aliens. She slowly approaches one of them, telling him that she wants to help it and they can understand each other. This doctor is an idiot. In a surprise to absolutely nobody except apparently her, the alien casually drives one of his claws straight up through her chin and lifts her off the ground. Well, no more doctor. Honestly, it's a pretty cool kill. Just would have looked a lot better with practical effects instead of the CGI. Sweeney and Winnie arrive moments later and discover her body. Meanwhile, the sheriff and the old guy are working their way around the back towards the hologram wall when another alien ambushes them. The sheriff panics and throws the missile locator box at it. The box smashes open and the locator goes flying everywhere. The old guy calmly raises his rifle and just kills the alien. Oddly enough, it takes him 5 shots, so I guess somebody remembered the ammo limit, even though that was the old bullet limit. Winnie literally said 4 rounds now. Sweeney and Winnie finally make it to the toast chimney. Sweeney plants the targeting beacon, and out at sea the Navy launches the cruise missile. Winnie suddenly announces that they have 4 minutes until impact. How she knows the missile's exact flight time? Your guess is as good as mine. Right then, the alien husband guy comes flying out of nowhere, knocks Winnie over, and she smacks her head on a rock. Instant knockout. Sweeney and alien husband guy square off in what starts out looking more like a slap fight than an actual fight, before they eventually remember they're supposed to be punching each other. Winnie wakes up just in time to watch the world's slowest wrestling match, while the cruise missile continues making its way towards them. Eventually, Sweeney manages to throw alien husband guy into the toast chimney, which electrocutes him somehow. Sure, whatever. It also tears apart the chimney prop, which honestly looks like it was built out of paper mache and chicken wire. The alien husband guy starts puking up this giant alien slug creature.
That's just nasty.
Ugh. So that's how the possession works? Once it's completely out, Sweeney shoots it, and husband guy is finally himself again. Winnie announces that they have 2 minutes until the missile impact. Again, how do you know that? Husband guy tells him to leave because he can't feel his legs. Sweeney tosses him a rifle without even thinking twice, and he and Winnie immediately run away. Thanks, buddy. Good luck. An alien comes charging towards husband guy, but somehow he just lights it up with a whole bunch of bullets. Wait, where did those bullets come from? Didn't we spend the last 20 minutes making a huge deal about everyone only having a handful of special rounds? Whatever. Sweeney and Winnie dive behind a dirt pile just as the cruise missile finally arrives. It slams into the chimney in a huge explosion, blowing the whole thing apart. The day is saved. Back at Grandma's house, she smiles and announces the red eyes are gone. So I guess that confirms the alien signal has finally been shut off. Sweeney and Winnie celebrate with a kiss, and we fade out to husband Guy's funeral, where his wife says goodbye. Oddly enough, nobody seemed all that upset about the other member of the team who got killed earlier. But whatever. That's Heatstroke. And yeah, that was kind of bad. But at the same time, it has a surprising amount going for it. So let's start with the good. Winnie Cooper. Still just as gorgeous as she was back in the Wonder Years.
She's my cherry pie. Cool drink of water, such a sweet surprise.
Some of the jungle scenes were legitimately creepy. The atmosphere, the lighting, the mist, they actually nailed the tone. Husband Guy standing there in the woods with his mouth hanging open, making those alien clicking noises, was genuinely unsettling. Honestly, that should have been the movie. The body snatcher angle was way more interesting than this goofy CGI monster. I also kind of like the overall premise. Aliens secretly causing global warming so they could terraform the Earth from themselves. It's a fun B-movie idea. Now, the bad. My god, that CGI alien is awful. The reveal is completely unearned too. Instead of slowly building suspense, the movie just has it casually walk out of the bushes one day like, oh, there it is. They never even have more than one alien on screen at a time, so why use CGI at all? Just stick a stunt guy in a rubber suit. It sure would have looked better. Then there's DB Sweeney. I don't know if I've ever seen a lead actor look so completely uninterested in everything happening around him. This guy barely even blinks. Giant alien? Meh. Plane crash? Meh. End of the world? Meh. His complete lack of enthusiasm starts rubbing off on you as the viewer. If the main character doesn't seem to care, why should we? The constant blackouts and flashbacks get old too. They happen so often that they stop adding mystery and just become annoying. And seriously, who keeps letting this guy fly an ultralight when he randomly passes out every 15 minutes? The alien's master plan doesn't make a whole lot of sense either. Travel across the galaxy, terraform an entire planet, wipe out humanity just so you can farm giant bugs? Really? And how do these things even build all this advanced technology? They don't even have thumbs, for fuck's sakes. I also stand by my theory that Sweeney got a DUI before filming. And that's why production wouldn't let him drive a real vehicle. Explain to me why the special ops captain spends the entire movie cruising around in what looks like a golf cart. But you know what? Despite all that, I still had a pretty good time with it. There are enough fun ideas, decent suspense, cool explosions, and unintentionally hilarious moments to make an entertaining watch. Mostly it was Winnie Cooper.
She's my cherry pie. Cool drink of water, such a sweet surprise.
But hey, I'll take it. If you enjoyed this trip back to Heatstroke, hit that like button, leave a comment telling me what you thought of the movie, subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you in the next episode.
Hold up. Hey.
What are you military guys up to?
Military? Just a tourist, man.
Yeah, and I'm blonde.
Hey, how come you guys are out hiking? No work today?
We're waiting on a photographer. The other one left.
And he left you ladies behind. Is he gay?
Captain O'Bannon, nightmares ever clear up?
Nope.
No, sir.
No, sir.
So what do you got now? Blurry photos, anal probing?
Major, that's uncalled for.
I saw an alien.
That noise.
Yeah, you hear it too? He's creepy, huh?